Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. Welcome back if you're returning, welcome if you're new here. And for the weekend, I broke out the Rebel deck again. And let's see, we'll just pick a random one. You need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. And if you've ever done yoga, it actually is really good for flow, for getting that flow state that, I can't think of the right, I do this a lot, sorry. Uh, we talked about higher power earlier in the week, and that ancient shit really is cool. You look back at theories and some of the spiritual practices and things in like 500 BCE, like that's when Buddhism, the Bodhi tree, all of that came around, Pythagoras, and basically the birth of numerology, astrology, all of these things that these great minds were doing that made so much more sense. And looking back, people are like the primitive. Who's primitive, right? Uh, they at least were living a life where they acknowledged spirituality and the fact that there were things out there greater than us, and trying to understand like the physics and all of these things that we now have way more information about, and we still bumble around staring at our cell phones wondering what the purpose of life is. And it's like, you know, this is not the first go-round for the human species. We've been on the planet for a very long time, and there are so many people who have pondered the purpose of life, the meaning of life, why things happen the way they do, how our brains work, how the stars work. Like there's a lot of information out there, and ancient shit is really cool. Look at some of the philosophers and the things that the wisdom they had well before so much of what education is today. And it just makes me wonder, um, when did we lose sight of humanity? Because we have kind of turned into a society that values mental thought at the expense of our intuition, our emotions, uh, spirituality, the fact that we have a soul. Uh, and to be fair, there's a reason the term soul-sucking came up, because the lifestyle that we are indoctrinated to live is very soul-sucking. And I think right now especially, so many people are feeling the urge to break away from that, to break away from the societal norms, to get away from this ridiculousness that we've been taught is life. Like you just have to accept it, like it's just a package deal, and everybody gets the same package. Well, that's because we are, as children, we are taught to conform, because that makes it easier to be controlled in a society that likes to have control. If we are already in the mindset that we need to follow the rules, live this lifestyle, get up, go to work, pay our taxes, that's just it, right? If somebody starts thinking outside the box, like, you know what? I wonder if there's another way. Well, that causes a ripple in the pond. And that ripple causes other people to think the same way, and that could be a problem. It's only a problem if you don't want people to think for themselves. And if you look at historically what has been happening with education and religious doctrine, it's pretty obvious that they really want us to be dependent, uh, medicated to the max to where you can't function because you've got too much medication in your system. We've been misled about diet, we've been misled about health, we've been misled about so many things that it's a wonder more people haven't rebelled yet. I mean, it keeps being proven that we were given bad information because this person paid this person to say this, even though it's not true, because they knew that if we did this, then it would be a whole lot of money for this industry. They could give two shits about the people. Which is why the free thinking, the philosophical, the stargazers, the wise ones of ancient times, to me, are so cool. I completely nerd out over Albert Einstein and quantum physics. Understanding how the universe works, the powers beyond us, the energies that exist, that no one teaches us that. That wasn't a class we could take in school. I mean, not like, standard school. Obviously, you can take physics in college. But if you're not introduced to it early on, you have no idea. And it also depends on where you grew up and the people you grew up around, and, the awareness, just the awareness that these things are even out there would depend on your childhood influences. But we have lost so much of our humanity in industry and technology, pursuit of more and more thought, and losing touch with the soul. And now, more and more people, because a mind-based world is cold, unfulfilling. And when we reach a point where we've had it, and we talked about this earlier this week, and it's like, what is this for? Why am I killing myself just to exist? Because we've lost the joy, we've lost the things that make life worth living. And to find that, oddly enough, if we go way back, they knew. They already knew. And they shared this information, but then it kind of fell off to the wayside. And I think as more governmental control was coming in and things of that nature, this information became dangerous because it's very easy to govern docile, non-thinking sheep than it is to govern free-thinking, self-realized people who recognize their sovereignty as individuals. And I'm really excited to see more people getting back in touch with their soul, with spirituality, with things other than the mind. And so ancient shit is cool. And whether it's yoga or Buddhism or, whatever connects with you, resonates with you as a spiritual practice or higher wisdom, or getting in touch with feeling something, not thinking, not rational thought, emotion, gut level. That's where the truth is for you. Your truth is in your intuition, in that gut feeling, not the rational mind. Oddly enough, very little useful guidance for our personal selves and our inner child and connecting with who we really are is coming from your rational mind. It comes from your emotions. It comes from your soul, from your intuition. The little synchronicities that you see as you're pursuing that path of finding out who you are and what is your authentic self. And so, if you have a chance this weekend, check out some of the philosophers. They had so much wisdom, and I feel like it got dropped off the face of the earth at some point between then and now, and there's so much we can learn from the ancient times, from ancient cultures. Just, it's amazing the amount of what I feel like humanity itself, souls, individuals, beings, how much of that has been lost in the pursuit of advancement and technology. Because deep down, we're still the same people they were back in 500 BCE. We're still a triune being. However, our environment, our cultures, everything around us has changed so much that we've lost sight of that. And getting back into a mindset as a collective of the importance of the individual and being who you were meant to be as an individual, it would change so much of how our day-to-day operates, which I think is probably what terrifies the government. But, so anyway, I hope that some of this was useful. It seems like I rambled on, and a lot of times that's just how it goes. So, I hope this helps, and enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you soon.